Hello, everybody, and welcome to Adobe Live. I am your host for this week's challenge and next week's challenge. So the Daily Creative Challenge is a place for us to gather and see what we could do with our brains in 30 minutes time. So I'm super excited. It's my first time doing the challenge. And looks like Howard's in the house, Marissa Anderson, Mike Smith. So I hope, Mike Smith, I saw your comment about not sure what to do with the challenge. I hope you stick around for it. This week's gonna be really cool. We got really cool stuff planned for you, but let me just walk you through some stuff as far as like what to expect with this challenge and how you're gonna submit stuff. So I'm not sure if you're new here, if you've returned because you just want some refreshers on XD, or you're just kind of like brushing up skills for the future. So whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish with this challenge, I hope to meet all of them because it's at your own pace, and it's really just a way for you to flex your skills and also just tap into this really great community that we have. So hi Thomas, hi Jeff, Hetty. There's so many people here that like I'm super excited to like share this first broadcast with you because there's a really cool Americar newbie, awesome. So there's really cool stuff that I want to have to share with you. But let's go ahead and jump into where you need to go to start this journey with the Creative Challenge for these next 2 weeks. So behance.net/challenge/XD. This is where you want to go to. Right now, I'm already logged in, so you'd want to log in. If you don't have an account, please do so. And then you're going to be able to chat with the community once you've signed into this challenge. And this is going to be your homepage, basically, for the next 2 weeks. The way it works, it's really simple. I have these challenges prepared for you. You're going to come in here every day, receive your challenge. They're going to be below here. As you can see, these are locked right now. And then you're going to join the community chat, and I'll show you how that works in a second. Every day, come back here, watch what I do, demonstrate stuff, and then try to emulate it or be inspired and make your own designs. And then we're going to share our work, and then that's how we get all the feedback. So Artur, if you're interested in seeing how to push your designs, Kara, there's so many really great resources in this like 30-minute session, so it's just going to be really cool for you. So these are going to be where the unlock sessions are, and every day I have planned on just giving you really cool stuff. So just to kind of highlight what I intend on doing with this, like I want to give you daily challenges for this first week, and then the second week is going to be progressive. So we're going to, at the end, have a portfolio piece that you can put on your Behance page that's like a fully fleshed design concept. So it's not just 1 or 2 screens. It's going to have 4 screens possibly, maybe even 10 screens. Just depends on how much you can do. So really, really looking forward to seeing how this works to like push your designs in this first week and then like add it to a full experience next week. So if you don't have XD, I hope you do, but if you don't, you can get it right here. It's totally free. Go ahead and sign in and you'll be able to access all the cool tools. The other part of this is joining the community. And this is probably the biggest like benefit of doing this because you're gonna have all this resources of access to people that are in this community. So if you could see 32,000 people and 1,000 online at a time, like that's just mind blowing that we have that much support for you. So Discord is what we use for our community. So just look at how much stuff we have already in the general. So you can browse around. We have the Creative Challenge is the main tab that we're going to be working in. And so just go to the bottom here. And so as you can see, Samantha's already shouting out that I'm going to be the host, which is awesome. And this is where we're going to go. So when you have designs in progress, I would say the best place to do that is here. If you have questions that you want to get some feedback on quickly, do it here. And later on, we'll go into posting stuff on Behance. And I'll show you how that works in a second too. But you have amazing mentors like Howard, Peter, and Tim. You can always reach out to anybody if you have any questions about what you're trying to do with your designs and push them. Tag me, I'm here. And that way we can build a community. So that's really what it's about, is like embracing this community, being open with sharing your early designs, and that way you can get feedback to improve them for later. So I'm super excited. Emma, you're gonna love this, I guarantee it. And also, yeah, Soundar is from India. I would love to know where you're from. I'm in San Francisco. It's a beautiful day here, a little chilly, but it's okay. I think it's beautiful outside. I want to know how it is where you are. That would be really cool to get some indication on like where people are joining me from. So that is Discord. Definitely use it. It is a tool for you to just engage with the community. And this is something that I also want to show because Howard actually is one of the pioneers of putting this together. letsxd.com is a great place for you to learn some new resources. And if you could see here, Content Aware is the newest update of Adobe XD, and I'll show you how that works too. But if you are, once you're done and you've got some designs that you're ready to submit, where you want to put them is in Behance. So you're going to create a project for that, but I'm going to show you what the Discover page looks like. So if you haven't browsed around Behance, please do so. It's tons of inspirational material for you. But this is where we're going to put our XD daily challenges. So if you just go here, so one thing that is recommended for you to do is anytime you are ready to publish a project, use the tag XD daily challenge. This is the way for us to recognize your work in Behance. And as you can see, there's going to be tons of stuff here, and yours will show up here as well. So once you're done with your project at the end of either the week or the 2 weeks, you'll be able to come in here and put your work up, and that way you can share it to the community. But I would say before you do this, maybe put it into the Discord channel so we can get reviews on that. So every day I'm going to go in and see who's contributed, go over your work, and we're just going to be able to make cool stuff together. So I'm super excited. So we have Alexandra from Ukraine, Phil in New York. We got Mike Smith is in Ryan, which is near Flint. That's awesome. So Detroit in the house. And yeah, so tons of people still coming in. I'm super excited for this because like I said, I've been a host here before, I've been a guest here before, but I've never done a daily challenge. So I'm gonna be with you 30 minutes a day for the next 2 weeks. So from now until Valentine's Day, actually. So lots of love coming from here. So I'm gonna also just show you kind of how these files look. So every day when you go into your home page, if you will, you're gonna see these unlock challenges these lock challenges become unlocked. And this is what the design file is gonna look like when you click into it. And if you are new to XD, I'll kind of give you a indication of what to look for. So you have all of your tools on the side. These are going to be your main tools that you're going to work with for shapes, text objects to add to layers, and these are all under the design tab. And so this is my artboard that I'm going to be primarily using to guide you through this journey. Every day there's going to be a different focus, a different assignment. And so just kind of hinting at what this is possibly going to be. This is the inspiration I'm going to be using. And then every day we're going to have, I put together these interaction design principles for you. So one of the things I'm passionate about are some of the principles behind what we do and what we make. So this episode is going to be focused on consistency. And if you want to learn a little bit more, you can copy and paste this link into a browser and open up and see some of the ideas that I'm implementing into some of these projects. And I would want to stress that you don't want to treat this like a competition with anybody in the chat or anybody else that is doing this with you. This is all for yourself. So you're your own competitor. And I don't want you to be nervous about like designing and putting stuff out there because at the end of the day, this is a challenge. This is something to that's gonna last 30 minutes, 20 minutes max you wanna spend on things. You don't wanna spend too much time on this, especially this first week. This first week is just gonna cement skills and teach you some tricks and tips. Cause there's a lot of that can be done later, but you can get some of these initial ideas out there now. And that's the whole point. We wanna be iterative and we wanna just, don't be scared to make mistakes, really. That's the big thing. And then there's a bunch of features or resources here for you. So if you want some links to get you started, go ahead and browse all these and just copy and paste them into your browser. Some of my favorites are like going to letsxd.com and then some of these icons that that have been here before. If you've done this before, there's some of these are repetitive, but also just really good to keep on your file. And then if you ever like want to go down and you forget which chat you're in, you can go ahead and copy and paste this link as well. And then we're going to everything's published on Behance, and that's going to be the hub that brings us all together. So with every project that you have, for this first week, we're going to be introducing skills, and these skills are going to be mapped to like the new features that are available from Adobe XD. So one of the really cool parts that I get to do is introduce you to a brand new feature. And if I wanted to just take you really quickly to the version that I'm on. So it would be great if you have XD to make sure that you're updated to the latest version, because this tomorrow's assignment or challenge is going to be based around one of the newest features that we have available, which is content-aware layout. So version 26 is what we're on. So that's going to be really exciting for me to show you exactly how we're approaching these projects, or is tackling features and how we're going to use XD to its potential in context of a design. And so that's crucial, I think, because a lot of times when you're learning how to design and you're given a tool, like if you don't have a direction, it's really hard to know like what to make. So what I hope to do is provide you with a task or a challenge, if you will, to give some context to the ideas that are in your head, and like how are you going to make a mental model of what's in your head using these tools. It's a lot easier when you have guidance. So that's my bit. I'm really happy to be here, and just really honored that I got the opportunity to share this with you. So Carl, I agree with you. Go XD. I think this is a great place to be, and to like a great time to be designing. And guess what? We're in February. Like, Paco, did you realize that it's February already? I feel like January was like the longest month ever. It was like a 3-month month. But now we get to look forward to a short month that isn't actually that short. If you didn't know that this is a leap year. So I want to just give you like a quick rundown of what content-aware layout is. I think that's something that might be a little bit foreign to some people. So essentially, when you're using tools, I'm just going to make a quick button. All right. So I have a square. I'm just going to make a little square, like a call to action, like we always do. And I'm going to make this have a border, and I'm going to make it white. Right. So that's fine. So give it some weight. And this is just to demonstrate like what some of these new features can do. So I'm going to make it round if it decides to. So you could do that a number of ways. You can use these little guys, these little handles, to make your shapes round. And then if you want to not do that, you can hold Option, and you can have these like controls over individual handles. But I want to make this whole thing round. And I'm going to just put a quick word in it and say button. And the great thing about this new feature is a lot of times we have these designs that it's really hard to kind of change sizes of things and keep the same consistency with your text. So with content-aware layout allows us to do is, once I get this text layer and this background button shape, I'm able to group it or make a component. I'm just going to group it. And once I do that, I have this new layout padding option. So now, once I do that, I have a new, basically this whole new panel that I didn't have last week, that allows us to see the different padding above and below our object. And so I feel like when you have that much freedom, like you could still think about like, all right, so how am I going to control what's around here? I'm not able to make it bigger, but that's by design. So when you go into this, you're able to change the amount of padding on each side. Look at that. And then if you hold Shift, you're able to then change the way this button behaves. And this is using all the padding that was just predetermined. So you can always push this a little bit more. So this is just one example of how content aware is going to work. And just to kind of like give a deeper understanding of content aware and why it's going to be important is if we're thinking about the way the web is built, people use a lot of divs, a lot of like structured padding around structures, and this is how the environment actually lives on the website. So when you're thinking about your design, you want to get it as close to that as possible. So we're implementing something that's called the box model, which is putting padding around objects. So that way everything's a lot more consistent through your design. So this is the whole point of why XD's continuing to push these new features, is just to understand the landscape of design changing and to be able to introduce these new tools and features to map to that change. So yeah, I'm honestly, and Mike, don't be lost. This is really gonna be great. Once you see things happen, it's gonna really make sense for you in the future. And I think right now this show is just an introductory on one feature, but in general, like what we will do is be using the whole tool. So you have this design, you have prototype, and you have share. And we're gonna touch all of those points along the way. But tomorrow's episode is gonna be more just kind of keeping it simple, making sure that you know exactly what you're doing with your spacing and your layout. And that's kind of like why some of these principles that I'm gonna be teaching are important, is a lot of this is just like, you know what products work for you. Sometimes we don't know why. And being able to jump into a design tool with some principles in mind gives you a little bit more understanding of like why we want to see things the way they are and why things are behaving the way they are. Because a lot of design is about behavior, and understanding how we fit inside that as designers is really important. So if you haven't noticed, tomorrow we're going to be designing around the size of like an iPad. So if you're looking for a diversity of projects in your portfolio, this is a great place for you, because we're going to be designing a iPad-sized interface, and then we're going to be doing a couple different ones with a watch and then a mobile interface. And like I said, week 2 is going to be really cool, because you're going to be able to then translate one of your favorite projects from this week and make it even better. So we're practicing iterative design. We're going to be doing an onboarding, or we're going to be doing some user profiles. So we're going to really make a fully fleshed out portfolio piece for you to put in your Behance page. And that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to add more diversity of ideas around like getting a fully fleshed concept versus just like a couple like really nice one images, which are really great to have to build your portfolio. But sometimes if you're looking to get like a UX job or any type of design job, a lot of times you need to show like your deeper thinking. And sometimes that requires you to go a little bit more deeper with your design. So I'm super excited to share this opportunity to do that with you. And then once you're done with your designs, what we want to do is we want to walk you through and publish them. So you create a project, and then this is where you're going to be submitting all of your designs once you're done and you're happy with it. And because when I say done, I say it loosely, because I do feel that design is never done. You can always make things better. Things can always be prettier. Things can always work better. It's just about getting your stuff out there to get the feedback to actually make that change. And that's what I want to bring to this stream. So I'm super happy. And if you don't know who I am, feel free to look me up. I have a website, juliancrespo.com. I have some stuff there. I probably need to update it. I'm on Twitter at Hidden Jewels. You can find me on Spotify. I'm a real person in this world. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. So yeah, once again, super pumped. The community is always there for you. So if you want to go in there now and say hi to somebody, feel free to. Discord is your place to do that. So we're going to be hitting here every day. I hope to see more designs published in this every day. I don't think it's going to be too hard for you. It's going to be like scaffolding to be a little bit harder as we go. Just to kind of give you a heads up, I really like motion and I really like prototyping. So when I see that kind of stuff submitted into Discord or on Behance, that's what I really like to see, is like when you have like a motion or an interface that like does something really unique. That's what I want to see. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, like come, like bring them. Like I want to know who you are. I want to know what you want to learn. I want to know what you want to get out of this, because at the end of the day, this is all for you. Thomas, Alameda, what's up? I'm usually hanging out on Park Street, eating poke. So yeah, I'm just, again, really thrilled to be here. It's gonna be an amazing 2 weeks, and I can't wait to share them with you. So let's just chat. Like, I wanna know, like, so motion with Adobe After Effects and Lottie. Yeah, that's a little bit beyond me. I do feel that like that's going to be the future of what designers are going to be doing, is using more code-based systems. So like design systems are also really cool. So being able to kind of show you some of those ideas of what a design system can do is something that I'm really excited about, using components and all those things. So if you are lost by now, please don't feel like tomorrow is going to be overwhelming. We're going to go slow. Not too slow because I only have 30 minutes, but at that time you'll be able to understand how some of these basic tools can really make your design, I think, like more effective just by using spacing. The simple parts of design are really like where everything lies, is like making sure you're following a grid, making sure your spacing is good for legibility and your contrast is good. So we're gonna be checking all that stuff off. We're gonna be working through all of those tough problems, but in a very, very simple way, because at the end of the day, what I think is great about XD as a tool, it is very simple. It is very easy to use. It is the one of those tools that like doesn't really require you to have too much knowledge about really any of the design principles, but that's why I'm here, is to kind of show you some of those other things to look out for. So we're gonna be using components, and if you haven't seen what those are, I can just really quickly take this guy and say, all right, I wanna make this a component. And so if I now say, hey, I wanna recreate that later, well, I can, because it's right here. I could drag and drop it. And if I wanna make a change, I can make a change to this one and say, okay, well, hey, I want to have a red button now, and they both change. So like, we're gonna show you how to do these basic things, but in a context of a design that is gonna, I feel like, be really compelling for you to take home and to get better as a designer. So yeah, what I'm seeing here is that we have tons of people like ready to do this. I wish I could start with you right now, but tomorrow is gonna be our actual design challenge. And again, you will see that if you go to the Daily Creative Challenge page, and it'll be unlocked right here on February 4th. So that's all I got for you right now. Again, I'm Julian. I'm gonna be your friend for the next 2 weeks for this daily challenge. I can't wait, I'm super excited. We got a lot of cool things planned, so stay tuned. And also there's a really, really cool session happening after this, so be sure to stay tuned into that too. Thank you.